watching NBC4, working for you. Live from the area's leading news station, this is News 4 at 4. You're watching News 4 at 4.
It is described as a look at the best that Washington has to offer in the worlds of fashion, beauty, interior design, real estate, business, entertainment, culture, dining, the list goes on.
It's a long list. It's a good list. It is Capital File. It's a brand new lifestyle magazine making its much anticipated debut this month. And here's a look at the premiere issue featuring actor Ashley Judd on the cover. Editor-in-Chief Kate Gibbs is here in our studio to talk about this.
Thank you
glossy
very
new
much
magazine.
for having me here.
So now we flipped through it. It's very glossy. It's very fancy. It's colorful. It's high end. Yeah. Who's it designed to attract?
Well, it's a luxury lifestyle magazine. There's no question about that. As far as I'm concerned, it's a Valentine for Washington. So anybody like me who loves Washington is going to see pieces of themselves in this book. That said, we are targeting a specific audience. We really are an ultra luxury lifestyle, but it doesn't mean that I can't sit in the bathtub and enjoy the aspirational aspect of it.
The pictures are incredible. 346 pages. This is a novel. Let's talk about the cover. A big friend of Washington, Ashley Judd. Why her?
Easy answer. Ashley Judd is YouthAid's global ambassador. YouthAid is based here in Washington. It's a charity dedicated to assigning the challenge of controlling AIDS and the spread of that. And Ashley has always been an activist. In fact, you find out in the book that she really is, I would say, an activist first and an actress second. Despite her accomplishments, it's certainly where her heart is, and she speaks fiercely. And a friend of Washington. She's here often. She lobbies for her cause. She's particularly dedicated to women and children. She's very thoughtful and very well-spoken and well-traveled on this cause.
Now, this first issue includes articles from a lot of locals like Anthony Williams, the mayor, who wrote about his favorite D.C. neighborhood.
Absolutely. He talked about the 8th Street Barrack Row revitalization. And in fact, we were so intrigued with all he had to say that in the back of the book, there's a tour of 8th Street. So you can go and check out his favorite places as well.
Wow. Another contributor, Redskins owner Dan Snyder, on Washington football fans.
Absolutely. Maroon and gold. Dan spoke so beautifully about the responsibility of being the owner. And in fact, he admits that the fans in D.C. are the true owners, and without them, he wouldn't have the team that he does.
And comedian Alexandra Wentworth writes about returning to Washington with her hubby, George Stephanopoulos.
Absolutely. She is so fresh and funny about being a working woman, and has wonderful anecdotes about sneaking out for cigarettes with an ambassador's wife. It's really a fun read. Oh,
that's great. She is quite funny.
Yeah.
And you, we should mention, are Washington through and through. You've got quite a track record here in town.
Absolutely. I really had the opportunity to fall in love with D.C. when I worked at the Smithsonian and WashingtonPost.com and AOL.
We got to show you some other pictures, though. There's some other familiar faces.
2 more anyway.
In this issue, will you be talking more about folks who do the news for a living?
Live and work in Washington?
Yes,
well,
live and work in Washington.
Page 116, anybody? I feel like Rain Man admitting that. But yes, very good read on page 116, and thank you to you both.
That's a tease.
Dog ear it. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. We wish you the best.
Absolutely.
It's an exciting venture, and a lot of people have been waiting for this and looking forward to it. It comes out 5 times a year, we should say?
5 times a year. So we're going to provide people with a lot of good reads, a lot of good stories, fashion, great buzz.
Kate Gibbs. The name is Capital File. Remember it.
Please.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Well, let's get an update on our weather. A little damp this morning, but it could have been worse.